We are actually just chatting this time. Done. There we go. Okay. Let me in. And then let me go back to stream. Oh, hello. Hello, beautiful. Damn. Who let you out? We can have him. We can have him a little big. We can have him. We can have him over here. You can say hello to the people. Yeah. Let me load up the lore. Okay, so I'm just going to prepare you. The thirst is real, bro. He's hot. He's me, and he's hot. So this is very scuffed. You're gonna find it's just a Google Doc that I have made of the notes. Hella hot, you know it. I have a little legend just for me to keep to myself. These notes, pretty much everything until the actual story starts. These have been in Google Docs for a couple months now because I started transferring them up. But they are this legend doesn't stay with the whole thing. Once we get out of the info and onto the actual story, the legend doesn't stick because it was too annoying to keep fucking highlighting things. Okay, so in this world, now keep in mind there's a big difference between the VTuber and normal. The VTuber, he has a few differences, and I'll explain those. But for the most part, up until I explain those, it's the same person, more or less. There are many planes of existence in this world. The kingdom of Moronidorai is located in the Feywild, a plane very similar to the Prime Material Plane, but almost exclusively inhabited by elves and their various sub-races, excluding half-elves. If you don't know what half-elves are, they're kind of like a mix between an elf and normally a human. There are many ways to traverse between the planes, either through magic circles or by the extremely rare and random portals that can only link the two planes for a short amount of time. Now, there are different planes in the world. There is the infernal plane, the abyssal plane. A lot of this is similar to like how D&D works, but there are some differences. Elves and their sub-races, excluding half-elves, have an average lifespan about 700 years. But the oldest elf that has been recorded died at the age of 1,167 years old. Now, I put that there because if you look at like Tolkien, like Lord of the Rings elves, right? They are immortal, which is cool, but also you have an entire race of people who are just like kind of content at where they are, and they have no rush to progress, you know? So I was like, I'm gonna just steal the D&D. I'm gonna steal the D&D elf lifespan and then just run with it. This oldest elf, he... I think I made this number up. I don't think I actually sat and like calculated it. If I was smart, I would have done like 700 years and then like put that to like a human 100 and then done like, oh, what's the oldest human? And then like made a comparison there. I'm not. Moronidorai is the first large-scale kingdom in the Feywild, established around 7,000 years before the birth of Petris IV. Its core population and royal lineage is composed of high elves. The main focus on the kingdom has shifted several times between whatever the current monarch thinks is best for the kingdom and his people. The most expansionist of the monarchs was Carvin Demonian. He drove the elves to expand the reach of Moronidorai to extreme levels, to the point where it took several generations of monarchs to calm the worries of the populace. One of the most generous kings was named Luro Demonian. He almost depleted the treasury of the royal family on social reforms and making golems for the more menial tasks of the workforce could be steered to more magic research and development. This is just jargon. I'm not gonna lie, this shit never appears again. The only reason this exists is just to give a kind of scale on like how big this kingdom, this empire was. If I had to compare it to something in real life history, it's closer to like Rome. And you know, Rome was massive. It was basically all of Europe. And Rome had slaves, which I didn't want to fucking do. So I made golems, which are a common trope in most fantasy worlds, where there's like these arcane constructs that just do whatever they're told, and that's similar here. The planet that these planes exist upon is named Ophora. Now this is where it gets interesting. No slave, exactly. Ophora is a world that I made specifically because I was like, I don't know if I want the protagonist of this story to go on Earth. Because if he goes on Earth, then technology has advanced to a certain point where doing what he's doing is not fucking possible on Earth. So I just made another world. In the prime material plane, there are several continents with unique nations on each. The focus of this story will be located on the continent of Aurelion. Aurelion is a very vast and diverse landscape. To the frozen northern portion is the Cerulean Dominion, a nation composed of frost giants. They are ruled over by an elite group of Snow Fairies. Fortunately, for the other nations of Aurelion, these two species cannot survive without the cold environment of their homeland. So they have no reason to expand any farther south than they actually are. I was originally going to have like several like interactions between nations and stuff. That kind of fell through because I'm not fucking smart at like political stuff. So I made these nations with like their races and their history, and then I wasn't smart enough to utilize them. So but I did have like lore for the Snow Fairies. The Snow Fairies would have been a race that was banished from the Feywild because they are inherently these like evil creatures. They're kind of just assholes. But they saw these frost giants as like, oh, these guys can do the menial stuff while we can just rule them. So that's what happened. But they can't go any south. Once you reach a mountain line that divides like the northern part from the rest of the continent, it becomes too humid, too climate different for the other for the frost giants and the ice fairies to come down and survive. And the reason why the snow fairies are over frost giants, because frost giants are these crazy, powerful, strong individuals. Snow fairies are also very powerful, but they're very small. The frost giants are really dumb. So it only took like one generation of frost giants to be like, yeah, these guys are our leaders, and then every frost giant after them just kind of accepts that as a fact of life. Like, you know, you wake up into the world and your predecessors tell you, oh, we do this, and then you're not smart enough to question it, so you're just like, okay. And that's what a frost giant is. Just to the south of the Cerulean Dominion lies two different nations, almost perfectly bisecting the continent in two with their borders. On the west is the Kingdom of Albion, a nation of humans ruled over what they believe is the one true royal bloodline of the Venet. The Net. The Net? Fuck it, I made that word up, I think. Venet. I think it's supposed to be French, but I can't fucking say it properly. To the east is the Azenor Conglomerate, a series of smaller nations that form together under one name. They are a mix of almost any and all races present in Ophora. These nations used to be the same kingdom of Azoth. before an event known as the Scourge happened, making the Scar, a rift between them. What does Albion even mean? Because it even mean being an MMO fantasy. Albion is a place, actually. I think in England. I think that's what it is. Hold on. Hold on. Albion definition. Albion is a alternative name for Great Britain. Yeah. It's just a fancy name for Britain. So that's what it is. there's no like I think it's what the Greeks called it, maybe. British. We're the British. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Between the two nations is the Scar, an almost uncrossable rift. Man, why did the music get so... Oh, never mind. Sheesh, exactly. An almost uncrossable rift in the earth, 36 miles wide and over 5 miles deep, spanning almost the entire length of the continent, giving way to normal landscape in the far north and the far south. Music had its little scream for attention. I fucking... Oof. I don't know how people play music. Like, this shit's... Oof. Okay. The Scar is basically... this is also, like... At least in these notes, I think I originally had planned for one of the things to be there. I scream for attention. Exactly. But the Scar was basically this thing, and I never actually explained it in the story. I was meaning to, and it was going to be eventful. But I never got around to it. The Scar is basically just this humongous, just chasm. Like, you can't see the other side from the other side. And like, it's just this gash in the crust of the planet. And it was originally going to be like a remnant from a battle of gods, but these gods were like bigger than, you know, planets. And the Scar was going to be something that caused the divide of the Azenor kingdom, not the Azenor, Azoth, the Azoth kingdom. It's really annoying. I named them all A names because I was like, oh yeah, one A name would turn into 2 A names, right? That's not how that fucking works. But I've stuck with it because I like the names. And then south of the two nations is the Destorian Trading Guild, a commerce-based nation of orcs and gnomes. Thanks to the trade winds that help push northward, they have developed a healthy relationship with both Albion and Azenor. The Destorian Trading Guild is this... It's not really a solid nation. I'd say it's even less organized than Azenor, but they don't really have a standing army. I guess they just kind of have a navy, but like most of their land is used for like farming and stuff because they ship out crops and stuff to other countries, and they get weapons from other countries, and then they sell those to other countries. Like it's just a merchant guild. Even farther south off the mainland is a chain of islands called the Ukaroth Archipelago, home to dwarves that have developed these volcanic islands into the best forges on Ophora, allowing them to make the most durable tools and armor. This is something that I also planned to have something to do with, and then I think I forgot to add it to the notes, but they would eventually go here. To the south of the Scar, located in the borders of the Destorian Trading Guild, is a vast cursed forest that the locals call the Noctua Silva. The trees stand over 100 feet tall, and this making this impossible to see the sun with the extremely thick canopy. Bro, it is storming like a motherfucker right now. So I guess if I drop, I don't know if you can hear that thunder. If my stream just fucking goes kaput, power went out. or internet went out one. The Noctua Silva, locals believe is cursed due to a rumor that any who enter the forest will become instantly turned around and be lost to wander until they be eaten by giant direwolves that treat the Noctua Silva as their domain. Was it with the tornado warning again? Do we have to worry? I don't think we have to worry. I refuse to let that happen. I will kill the thunder. Bro, go for it. Give me the old 1-2. Obviously, if you know anything about my lore, the Noctua Silva is not this. The Noctua Silva that I made for a VTuber was largely because I needed something different, right? And I think I still used the forest in this story. I just didn't call it the Noctua Silva. I think I had a different name for it, but I still kept the forest. I just used this name. This forest and the actual Noctua Silva that is in the story, completely different things. Honestly, I should just rename this forest, because it would make it a lot easier. I forgot that this was the name of the forest as I was skimming through this first part. Now we're on to magic. So that was basically the entire world, at least the continent of Aurelion on Ophora. There's several different continents on Ophora. I just haven't made any of them yet, and I probably never will. Unless this actually becomes a real thing. Now, magic. Magic exists on all planes, but is much more studied and taken advantage of in the Feywild. The overworld has it. Several other places have it. It's just... Ayo, cutting up lore? World building. Exactly. To cast magic, one must expend mana. The amount of mana depends on the person, their age, their health, their experience, and cognitive prowess. Each spell takes a different amount of mana. The more powerful the spell, the more mana it takes. There's one exception to the rule of mana reserves, although not recommended. A person can use their life essence as an almost reserve tank. Now, this method is basically like in some video games where you can like exchange HP for like a resource. That's kind of what this is, except this is not HP in a pool. This is max HP for a temporary resource. Like, it's not like it gains you bonus permanent mana. It gains you it's basically like, you chopped off 5 years of your life for, I don't know, 1,000 calories. It's not fucking useful, and it's not recommended 99% of the time. This is an extremely forbidden method that can and has killed many practitioners of magic. There's no safety net with this method. You can drain all of your remaining years into supplemental mana and cast your spells, but you will die almost instantly afterwards. Yeah, it's very not good. Now, there are two classifications. This is where it gets boring. This is where it gets real boring. I'm going to kind of blow through this, because these are basically just the exact same definitions as in like D&D. There are two classifications of spells, depending on what type of spells they are and who can physically learn them. The school and the element. The school of a spell is one of 9 known schools. Now, in D&D, there's only 8. I added one. There's abjuration, which is like fucking with other spells. Transmutation, which is changing matter into another thing. Conjuration, which is conjuring something. Divination, which is finding something. Enchantment, which is enchanting something. Evocation, which is just fucking making something. Illusion is making something look like something else. Necromancy is fucking rising the dead up out of their fucking tombs. And then chronomancy. I made chronomancy. Not make it. Chronomancy's been around. I added it to this because it's not normally in like normal D&D. Yo, what up, Nick? I'm doing deep dive on lore. I completed my notes for the thing, and I'm just kind of running through the. Looks like D&D. A lot of it's based off D&D. A lot of it is me fucking with D&D and like changing stuff up. So, chronomancy is basically just time magic, obviously. And then this is not from D&D. I forget what game this is from, but I basically just kind of I copied it. So, so it's not. Yo, what up, Kaylee? It's not 100% the same, D&D is great to use, to be honest. Yeah, D&D is a great world just to build things off of. So there are 4 basic elements that can be either enhanced or combined with an adjacent element. And there was this whole chart that I followed. I don't know where the fucking chart is, but I remember making it. Earth, you can enhance earth to get metal. If you mix earth with fire, you get magma. If you mix earth with water, you get nature. Water can be enhanced into tides. Water mixed with air makes ice. Water mixed with earth makes nature. Air can be enhanced into weather. Air mixed with water makes ice. Air mixed with fire makes steam. Fire can be enhanced into lightning. Fire mixed with air makes steam. Fire mixed with earth makes magma. This is going to be on the test. Make sure you take notes. Fire and water, air and earth do not mix. I forget what game that's from, but that's just fucking ripped from that game. I did use it. It's just a way to kind of like expand upon the next thing that I made up. Oh no, a test. Yeah. So it might seem very arbitrary to just fucking take things from like a video game about magic with elements and then the fucking D&D magic schools, but I did them for this next system. I made this system, and it's kind of a crux point in the story. Through the research, there is something that elves have dubbed a genesis. A genesis is a mysterious phenomenon that all sentient creatures are born with. It can enhance or even alter how some spells behave. The concept of a genesis was discovered by what the elves have since dubbed a wizard, named Eric Yori. These wizards, or witches, are extremely powerful practitioners of the arcane arts, to the point where they have almost an infinite supply of mana, which many believe is the reason they are so strong. Most of the known witches or wizards are extreme social recluses and want nothing to do with current political affairs. Eric Yori, however, was one of the few wizards who had any alignment at all. Most of these wizards, now when I say wizards, it's not like the fucking, oh, it's just someone who knows how to cast a spell. These wizards are like fucking, like normally they would be called like a fucking archmage, or like, you know, the cream of the crop, can't be stopped, all that jazz. Named Eric Yori, he was one of the few wizards who had any alignment at all. He requested a gruesome price to be allied to the kingdom of Moronidorai. He wanted live beings to commit experiments on. So he was supplied with various members of the population. This is kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. I really like Eric Yori's character because he's one of the most like in-depth characters I think I have, besides like the main characters. It was through these extensive experiments that he found that every being had a unique type of magical quality that could even be tampered with. Small portions of Eric's research were passed along to the royal family, and then through several generations, it became common what a genesis is. Eric, much like most wizards and witches, feared sharing too much of his research with others. Because what if there's another wizard just waiting to take his research and kill him? However, the practice of how one could discover one's genesis with complete accuracy is completely shrouded in mystery and may even be lost to the ages. The rumor that a genesis could be tampered with, changed was largely thought to be just hearsay. It was never looked into further. What? Hold on. Wait, why did that just... Okay, I don't know. Okay, this should have come later. Okay, just wait. That sounded a little weird. Hold on. I wrote most of this in a night, so bear with me. I copied most of it over, so I didn't check a whole lot of the orders. Did you blank out and write things in different? I think kind of a little bit, yeah. Why is there no music? Oh, I just played. Oh, fucking. Damn it! Hold on. I have to re-put the music back on. That's annoying. Until my boomer ass has never played music. Okay, is it playing? Okay. All right. Petris.exe has stopped working. Exactly. Hey, yo, files on screen. Oh, shit. These are my files. Woo. I don't think you could actually see anything, right? Put on loop? Oh, fuck. Is there a loop button? That's a loop button. Dope. Files, oh whoa. Yeah, I forget that this is just capturing a section of my fucking thing and not the actual just window. Where was I? An example of a Genesis would be Petris III had the Genesis of Mountain Mover, which means earth-based spells are easier for him to cast and are generally more powerful for the mana consumption that they would take. The aspects of these Genesis are largely made off pure observation and testing from comparison. Are made of pure sure, why not? The methods to determine a being's Genesis has been largely piecemeal since Eric Yori passed. There's one exception to this secrecy, and that is from a binder of notes when the Royal Guard managed to scavenge from Eric's study. It goes into great detail about the Summon Familiar spell. These notes speak of how a spell was previously thought to be completely random, and each individual that used this spell would get a particular creature every time they used it, and other users would get their own particular creature. The end of story. That's a weird way to word it. Basically, everyone has their unique creature. You can't change it, it's a change from the D&D spell. In D&D, you can just make whatever creature you want. In this one, you just have a creature, and that's the creature that you're stuck with. These notes dispute this common thought with the introduction of Genesis. Eric found evidence that certain creatures and their appearances would be linked to either certain elements of the School of Magic, or certain elements of the School of Magic, or certain elements of magic. Okay, that's different types of elements. An example would be one of his study subjects was determined to have a Genesis dealing with the divination school. The familiar the subject summoned was always an owl. The book lists several more examples, such as a Genesis in the illusion school gives a chameleon, or a Genesis in the adjuration school would give a tortoise. Okay, so that's enough fucking of the boring ass like magic system. Now we're on to the actual fucking timeline. Okay? So 11,060 human years ago, Petris III denied the advances of a witch named Lillian Vex. Lillian placed a curse upon Petris III that his most promising descendant will be cursed, that's a weird way to word it, to forever wander the world searching for a purpose that he will never find. What's the difference between Genesis and familiars? So familiars are an actual fucking thing you summon. Like, as we'll find out later, my bird, Edmund here, he is my familiar. The Genesis is something completely invisible, and it's just innate within everyone. Everyone has their unique Genesis, and you can't change it, you can't see it. You normally without some fucking advanced peering, you can't detect it. So the familiars are an actual creature that can, fight for you, do stuff for you, carry things. Genesis are like these altercations to your very being, I guess. So 10,997 human years ago, Petris IV was born. The curse takes hold, unknown to Petris III and Terelia, making Petris IV completely immortal. About the curse. This curse has changed several times, because I never quite liked the wording of it. I just went with the one that sounded the coolest on these notes, I think. Obviously, this is different from the VTuber one. Because the VTuber one, his purpose is to find stories. Because that's the one thing he enjoys. This is different. This version of Petris is much, much, much more cold and like closed off. Because he hasn't and probably will never find a purpose. So it's kind of sad, but well, it's a story. 10,992 human years ago, Petris IV, age 5, has an accident that would normally lead to the death of any other elf at his age. Crycat, exactly. The few witnesses claim they saw bodily regeneration at an unprecedented amount. The royal family made sure that the few witnesses were dealt with. They have the royal archmage and the royal family's doctor have a look and study exactly what happened to Petris IV and how it would affect him in the future. Even with both of their combined knowledge, they determine that Petris IV is under some kind of extremely powerful necromantic magic that only seems to accelerate the natural regeneration of his body. They find out that Petris IV still feels pain and cries like any other child. So obviously, this explains that how he's immortal, right? Ayo, apathetic Petris, always. This basically explains like why he is, like not like why he's immortal because that's the curse, but like how he is immortal. And to give a basic rundown, if you know who Wolverine is from Marvel and like how he's like fucking lived through like every world war and like every war that America has been in, just because he's like he doesn't age basically because his cells regenerate. That's kind of it, but like to an extreme. So yeah, I guess I don't know. I was trying to find something else to talk about in there, but I think that covers it. 10,982 human years ago, Petris IV, age 15, grows up as any normal heir to the throne of Moronidorai would. He is schooled on the history of the kingdom, the progress made in both diplomacy and in technology has become the eternally grandiose empire it is today. He also was accepted to start learning magic at an earlier age than most elves. Petris IV would start learning magic at the age of 16, rather than the normal starting point of elves at 20. One of the only spells he has mastered at this point in his life is a common summon familiar spell that allows the user to summon a creature. The shape and size of the creature is not determined by the user, rather it is determined by their genesis. Petris Familiar is a white raven with red eyes. He names the raven Edmund Demonian. The spell not only summons a familiar, but also allows the summoner to transfer their hearing and sight into the familiar at will. That part, it's just stolen from D&D. Not gonna lie. It is through extensive testing and evaluating Petris's magic that the Archmage strongly believes that Petris's genesis is that of the nature element of magic. Although he also explains that the Raven familiar is definitely an uncommon familiar to have for the nature element. He has a friend, this is referring to Petris, because fucking, I don't know. I kept using he instead of Petris because I was tired of fucking highlighting. He has a friend, in quotes, a trained guard assigned to protect him from any harm and make sure he never gets injured in public, named Laziar Ashi. Hey, yo, lore? Yo, what up, Umbra? Yeah, we're going over the lore. On the eve of his 16th birthday, the royal family is attacked by robed figures. Petris awoke to the sounds of a struggle. Running out of his room to go check on his parents, he is shot from behind with a crossbow bolt, piercing his chest. The pain is agonizing as he grabs his chest in a futile attempt to breathe. He turns to look at the perpetrator. He sees not one, but two robed figures standing on either side of this door. The one holding a crossbow starts to reach for a second bolt, while the other robed figure rushes towards Petris with a short sword. Petris tries to dodge, but to no avail, and is slashed twice against the front of his chest, in almost an X pattern. Petris falls to his knees, thinking how this is the end, as a second crossbow bolt is fired right into his heart. Petris falls down, unconscious and bleeding. Petris awakes to the sound of wooden wagon wheels and the clopping of horse hooves. When he tries to look at his surroundings, he can't see anything because there's a cloth tarp wrapped around his entire body with rope bindings at the shoulders, wrists, / waist, and a final rope tied around his ankles. The pain he experienced is still very fresh in his mind, so with the fear of experiencing it again, he does not dare make a noise. He believes that the robed figures have healed him with magic to try to keep him alive so they can procure a bounty on selling him back to his family. Petris doesn't actually know about his regeneration at this point because the family took so much care and time and dedication to making sure that he did not get hurt. So to Petris, he doesn't have a big pain tolerance, and he doesn't know anything about the regeneration. Yeah, kidnapping art. Oh, thank you, Soft. I actually need to go get another drink. Thank you, Nia. And the Twitch notification thing is super broken. I just got notified of this. Bro, we're fucking... How long have I been... Oh, fuck, we're almost 7 hours. Well, thank you. Thank you, Vol'jin. Okay, I'm gonna go get a fucking... I'm gonna go get a drink. And I'm gonna go do posture. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm a professional. I swear to God. Well, you done pooped in the bed. I pooped and super the poop, scoop, scoop, the poop, the poop, poop, the scoop, the poop, the whoop. Okay, I am back. I have checked my posture, and I am drinking. Thank you, Soft. Thank you. Hey, what happened, Happy? Just got home from Universal Studios. Yo, that sounds fucking dope. Are you walking on bare feet? Was that feet on the mic? Could you hear my fucking feet? There's no way. Feet mic? No. There's no way. Okay. I can hear it. Feet mic. I can hear your feet. What a fucking strange potato. Oh boy. You gremlin? What? Because I walk around barefoot? Fuck, it's my house. That and I fucking hurt my toe the other day, so I can't really put socks on. It's got like a fucking band-aid around it. Come on now. Let's see, where the fuck was I? Eventually, the cart stops. Petris, still faking unconsciousness. My cousin's birthday is tomorrow. Oh, tell him I said happy birthday. Feet ASMR lore? No. Fucking fucking feels weird, man. Feet ASMR. Nope. Nada. Eventually the cart stops. Petris, still faking unconsciousness, feels the weight of the cart shift as the driver gets off the front of the cart. He hears the man struggling with something and then hears a big splash. Like someone had just thrown a big rock into a pond. He then heard a second splash. The man walked back to the cart and lifted Petris up by the rope straps and carried him a small distance. He could feel the man lifting up onto some kind of platform, and then the man pushes Petris off the other side of the platform. Petris experiences a free-falling experience in his gut. Experienced a free-falling experience. Fucking, what a fuck. God, I call myself a writer. What's my shoe size? What the fuck? What my shoe size is, or what Petris' shoe size is? Because you just said your. Petris, please. Okay, Petris has like a fucking size 14 or something. Petris, please. He's 200 centimeters tall. Fucking size 14 shoes. 14 in Feywild or US? Don't make me make a fucking shoe size for this world, Patana. It's fucking US. Damn big feet. Well, he's a fucking damn big guy. What is that in Europe? The Feywild? Oh, fucking hell. Hey yo, ma. Let me get that feet size. Hey, yo, ma. Can I get your number? Oh, shit. Anyways, go on. No. Fucking 14? No, it's in America. America foot size 14. I don't fucking know anything about foot size. I think we do it by inches, don't we? Which makes a foot on your foot not make a lot of sense, because unless your foot is 12 inches long, a size 12, it's not a foot. Your foot is more than a foot. Petris experiences a free-falling sensation in his gut, and then the rush of freezing cold water, and then nothing. He was knocked out cold by hitting his head at the bottom of a river. Petris wakes up to the roaring, warbling, distorted sound of water rushing over rocks. He's underwater, everything is dark, and his lungs feel heavy. He manages to free his hands from the binding of the rope, and eventually, through some struggle, he pulls open the tarp from the opening he found near the top of the tarp. That is a fucking hell of a sentence, isn't it? Oh my god. Hydrate, thank you, Mediocrity. Thank you. He swims upward, and eventually finds the surface, to which normally he would try to take in a breath of fresh air. He finds that he cannot breathe in. Trying to breathe outward causes him to violently cough. As he swims to the shoreline, he is constantly ejecting water from his mouth. However, with every cough, his lungs feel lighter. He makes it to the muddy shore of the river and manages to cough up all the water that had settled into his lungs. Once he caught his breath, he looked around, and it was the middle of the night. Whether the same night or a new one was a mystery. His eyes fell upon a forest of trees that he had never seen before. They had a white and gray pattern across the bark, and the leaves shone a brilliant cobalt blue. What's your shoe size? Not Petris, you. My shoe size, hold on, I got my shoes right here. This shoe, where the fuck does it say this? Oh, there it is, there's the tag. My shoe size is a 12. I have a size 12 feet. What the fuck is that unlurk? Hey, yo, I'm back. Hey, yo, I'm back. I love how Tuna has these very elegant, very official fucking lurk and unlurk, and mine's just fucking, hey, yo, what up? Pop the molly, I'm sweating. I'm back. Oh my god. 12 the fuck? What do you mean 12 the fuck? No, I love it. I love him a lot. Don't change it. No. Don't change it. Same feet size 12, baby. Let's go. Pog. Same foot size. size 12 feet, gang. Knocked out cold. Trying to breathe. Violent cough. Yeah, okay. So, as he steps into the forest, he sees two trees wound into each other, leaving about a 3-foot wide and 5-foot tall opening between them. It's strange, and Petris has to blink once or twice just to make sure what he's seeing was reality. Looking through the opening, on the other side of these two twisted and wound tree trunks, he sees light filtering from above. The trees he was expecting to see on the other side were not the silver trees with cobalt leaves, but instead there were pine trees, as far as the eye could see. The light, however, puzzled Petris. Could there be light coming from only this part of the forest in the middle of the night? Oh, same tries Petris to go, yeah, pog. Petris made his way between the two twisted trees and found himself in the brisk winter air of a fir tree forest. The light that had lured him in this way was it's not omnipresent, is it? Omnipotent is not omnipotent. Omnipotent? No, it is omnipresent. Okay. I know there's one of them that's spelled such a way that makes you want to say it a different way, but then it's actually said a different way. English, exactly. Words. Fuck, where was I? God damn it. Omnipresent, yes. Petris made the assumption that it was probably just the sun. The realization hit him like a freight train. He had been taught about these race instances? rare, fucking rare instances in his schooling. He had just accidentally wandered through a portal out of the Feywild and onto the prime material plane of Ophora. Omnipresent means they're everywhere. Omni D's nuts is what you have to deal with. Fucking, I hate you. I'm close to joining the 3 a.m. club. Fucking 37 messages were deleted by a moderator. Close to joining the 3 a.m. club, so I'm gonna hit the bed. Oh yeah, thanks for coming out, Jimmy. I appreciate it. Okay. So now we're onto the time skip. Because Petris is now in the world, alright? And the story doesn't take place until Petris is like fucking almost 11,000. So a lot of shit has to happen before we get there to make Petris who he is. Petris wanders for a few years until he finds a small village composed mostly of humans. This is also when the highlighting stops, because I got too fucking tired. This is the village of Luton. The time it takes Petris to find this village is riddled with pain and turmoil for Petris. I don't need to have that for Petris at the back. Both physically and mentally. Coming to terms with his parents almost both at surely being dead, and the fact that he should have died but did not, leads him to believe the hooded figures did something to his body. The village of Luton is very wary of Petris. Having never seen an elf before, they are not only scared but also worried what he might do to them. After explaining that he has no ill will towards any of the villagers and promises not to harm anyone, they allow him to stay. Finally, wall of text. Are you glad? Have I wait, does it show how many pages there are on the side? Yeah, there's 17 pages, by the way. We are on page 10? Or no, we're on page 9. You're welcome. We're gonna be here for a hot minute. So, you know, get cozy, get some snacks. I like story time with Petris. Yeah, I do too. But I'm kind of biased. This is the village of Luton. The village of Luton is very wary of Petris. So, yep, okay, I read that. Petris eventually builds a small house on the outskirts of the village, and then rarely leaves his home. He stays in this village for about 80 years before the villagers start to suspect Petris of being evil, for no reason other than the fact that it has been 80 years and he looks exactly the same and does not communicate with any of the other villagers. That seems very random and like very dumb, but also when you consider like what humans have actually done in the past, we kind of fucking burned people because we thought they were a witch. So it's not too big of a leap in logic to be like, oh, these guys would just be assholes. So, and this Petris guy, a real creep. I know, right? Fucking look at this dude. look at this dude. Oh, I love it. I cannot get enough of this art. Honestly, oh, it's so good. Fucking, oh, my mouth. Oh, I'm so fucking smug. Hot. Yo, bro, I'm gorgeous. I'm gorgeous. Smug AF, bro. I'm fucking... Ooh. Chef's kiss. Oh, God. It's going to be hard to not have this as my Discord profile in the server. Because I really want to keep... I want to keep the fucking... like, everyone having the, like, the pastel, like, things you made for us, Tuda. But, God, I want... Oh, this is... I'm going to have this as my default one for sure. But, default. Yeah. I'm gonna have it as the default one, but like, you know how like on the server we all have... Yeah, I have Nitro. That's what I'm saying. On the... Wait, what did I say? The default profile picture. Twitter icon? No. I mean, I'm also talking... I mean, for sure this is going up on Twitter and everything else, but like, for Discord... Okay, I said, what the fuck? What am I being laughed at for? What the fuck? What am I being made fun of for now? Pepe hands. Nice thing he wants to use it as a server. Yeah. No, 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 no. Not as the server profile picture. As my profile picture on the server. I want to do it, but I also don't want to do it because I want to keep all the staff. Because I think all of us have like the pastel that you made for the subathon, or yeah, I think pretty much all of us do. And I think that would be cool to kind of like keep us all like together with that if we can. But this is for sure going all. Well, not you. My brain hurts trying to understand. Okay, so on Discord you can have two different profile pictures. If you have Nitro, you can have one that's like your general one, and then you have one that's specifically on the server. If you go to the Rainy Mansion Discord server, !Discord in chat, you will find that the staff all have pretty much, most of the staff have the same type of profile picture where it's Tuda drew all of us a PNG, and we all use it on our profile. Most of us use it on our profile pictures. But if you actually click on me or Malat and you click on us and go to our profile, it's a different profile picture. Fucking why are you just fucking oh, fucking Malat Matata. Jesus. He's, yeah, does not look any different. This led to an angry mob forming against Petris and burning down his house with him inside. Petris was asleep and woke up too late to try to stop the fire. He was choking for air and trying to escape, but his door was blocked from the outside. He sat in agony. I wrote that before we have the fucking meme, so that one's just funny. Oh, damn, alright, yeah, he burns alive. As he was being burned alive in his house. He blacks out once the roof collapses on him. Can I ban Patata, please? He's testing his luck. Wait, why are people mad at Petris' family? I missed that part. Well, there is no family. It's just Petris in a house. They're mad at him because he hasn't changed in 80 years. And humans are just kind of fucking weird like that, where they'll just be mad at someone who's slightly different. Fucking, why has my fucking chat become the fucking night bots? What is this? Pepe Homps. Yeah, I already have a Malat command. It just advertises Malat. So you can't don't change exclamation mark Malat. You can do exclamation mark Malat with like I don't know, 2 after it. What is happening? My mods are fucking abusing their power. I call him a lot. Yeah, there you go. It's just Pepe Homps. He sat in agony as he's burned alive in his house. Blacks out once the roof collapses on him. He wakes up to find himself covered in ash and soot. As he clambers his way out of the rubble of his house, he hears a scream. There was the local blacksmith and his wife standing not too far from the edge of rubble. Seeing that Petris was still alive, the blacksmith ran over to help Petris out of the rubble. The blacksmith apologizes for the town's actions and says that he was one of the only members of the town that did not think Petris was evil. Petris was confused as to why he thought he was evil, and the blacksmith explained that Petris looks like he has not aged in the entire length of the time he has been there. Fucking, I am in pain, an abuse of power, dethrone the man. Fucking, what is this? What is this? But as I was asking, why did the people burn down his house? Because, Patata, the people realized that Petris pretty much doesn't ever leave his house. He's on the outskirts of town. His house is probably not the most well built, so it kind of looks shoddy. And he never leaves his house, and the people who do see him realize he has not changed in appearance and age in what normally would be a entire lifespan of someone. So they think he's evil, they think he's like Satan, they think he's like a witch, they think, you know, humans have killed people for much less. Like, he screams shoddy at the plebeians? I don't know what I expected. I don't know what I expected when I made this lore. Yeah, my friends are gonna join. They're gonna fucking. I must be the only prince. Soft. It's in my name. Wow. 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 Rude. After secretly escorting Petris to their house, they give him a new set of clothes. Petris exclaims that he doesn't know why he doesn't look any older, but he just wanted to find a place to live without bothering anyone. The blacksmith feels awful on how the town has treated Petris, but understands that Petris can stay here no longer. So he offers Petris a basic sword and shield to defend himself with. He has to leave the town immediately. Petris accepts. No, to quick, write that down. Write that down. Lore reading be serious. Chat being chaotic as usual. Yeah, it's fine. It breaks up the tedium. Because my god, if I was just sitting here reading, I guarantee this would be fucking boring as shit. Hey, you a time skip time? Yeah, you fucking know it. Petris wanders the continent for over 10,000 years. Traveling around either by foot or hitchhiking on any traveling merchants. He has watched several nations rise and fall. He still misses his parents and his home very much, but assumes they have fallen into turmoil without the royal family being there to hold order. He has also accepted the fact that he cannot die no matter what he tries. He tried to starve himself, hang himself, he even tried falling off several cliffs. No matter what he did, even though all of them were extremely painful, he could not manage to end his own life. His sword and shield eventually break. No metal or wood is eternal after all. $10,500 after... Okay, so... This was where I started fucking cramming starting last night. So you're gonna notice it gets a bit more concise than, like, huge fucking text walls. Well, I say... No, I started doing this, like, Monday. I actually put a fucking note when I was, like, cramming. Concise? Well, I say it's concise. We're not... Okay, I might want to add... We're not at book 1 yet. None of this is fucking mentioned in the books yet. You sure it doesn't start to become whack? Nah. I should preface this. This wouldn't be like you open a book and you're getting a damn history lesson. You'll see when we start book 1. But we're not even out of the prologue. Grammar goes out the window? Kind of. Yeah, grammar starts going out the window, if it wasn't already. He also learned that during this time, the magic in the plane is extremely rare, and most common people have never even heard of magic. Petris is forced to hide not only his ability of self-regeneration, but also one of his only spells that he can actually perform, Summon Familiar. He keeps Edmund around, I should say, but he just makes it... Because normally with Summon Familiar, you can kind of bamf him in and bamf him out of the world at will. So he just kind of keeps Edmund constantly with him. But yeah. 10,500 years after traversing into the prime material plane, in the far corner of a forested outcropping, which it's not stated here, but it's the cursed forest. Soft. Soft. Fucking. Why? What do you mean don't worry about it? Fucking hydrate. Okay. Hey, yo, can we ban soft? I need a drink for that. I need a harder drink than damn Dr. Pepper Zero. Ban soft. Hashtag ban soft. No, I can't ban soft. Apparently we're getting smut written about us, so I gotta keep that fucking window open. I have been mentioned twice on this damn server. What has happened here? Oh, Ren said happy birthday. Oh. Okay. I'm his wife. Yeah, that's it. Petris reaches a tower with a strange arcane dome surrounding it. The aura exuding off the field was immense. Petris reaches his hand out to touch it, and when he does, it tingles his skin. Once he fully enters the field, the world seems very still. He knocks on the door to the tower. Eric Yori answers the door. Eric explains that while tampering with the Genesis, he warped his entire tower into the prime material plane. Wait. Wait, Malott, don't fuck. Wait, hold on. Won't that ban Nightbot? Because you fuckers added that as a command to Nightbot. Oh no. Please don't ban Nightbot. I don't want to have to fucking remake all that shit. Wait, it'll ban the user? I think. I mean, what else does a fucking blocked term do? If they post it, they get fucking like, they get like yoinked, don't they? Eric explains that while tampering with the Genesis, he warped his entire tower into the prime material plane. After some years of research, he found a way to pause time within a certain field. The catch is, when the object leaves the field, all of the time missing catches up to it instantly. So, I don't know, delete the comment? Oh, that would probably be... Yeah. That would make a lot of sense. What this field is, I say objects, but it's used on anything. Like, what Eric Yori did is what was supposedly him dying, was him warping his entire tower out of the plane. So people just assumed that when he died, he took his entire research with him, which is what most wizards at the time were known to do. The royal family, not being any the wiser to things he was holding from them, just believed that he had been given them all the research that he truly had gotten. I need to move this fucking thing off the damn screen. Just realized that fucker's been there. He died when he was killed. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, Eric Yori is not immortal. Eric Yori is just a normal fucking elf. He's very powerful with arcane, but he's not immortal. He has lived as long as Petris just because he has not left this field. His time inside has paused. Like, his bodily functions, everything, it has ceased. To like, obviously his heart beats, he can think, he can breathe. But like, you know, he doesn't need to, you know, like, it's hard to explain from like a scientific point of view, but like, it's magic, just believe it, kind of thing. But the moment he leaves this field, like 10,000 years of time catches up to him in an instant. He withers to dust. He can't pee anymore. No, he can't pee anymore, Happy. Fuck's sake. Hydrate. Thank you. I should say, I'm not actually mad. I might be acting like I'm mad. I'm not actually salty. You would know when I'm salty. I just wouldn't fucking reply to you if I was actually salty. But now I have more questions. Well, it's not Petris whose time is paused. No. Well, I guess technically it is while he's in here. Petris and Yori exchange stories of what they have done since they have been ejected. Yori has developed several advances with magical constructs. Since he can't easily experiment on Genesis, he has been working on more concrete magical constructs. Petris learns a few common spells from Yori in this small time frame, mostly spells for convenience, like light and thaumaturgy, etc. Thaumaturgy, not the class of spell, Thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy is a spell that basically just kind of does very mundane cosmetic things. Like it can make the rumble of thunder in the distance. It can make your eyes change color. It can close doors. You know. It can make window shutters flap. It's very just like fucking. It's basically just room mood the spell. Petris explains his desire to find a way back to the Feywild. Yori, wanting any new goal to fuel his research, attempts this challenge with gusto. He gives Petris a small glassy blue stone and tells him to keep it with him. Yori will know when it is time. Here we are. Fucking 11 pages in. This would be the start of the story. You would not get any backstory. You would just be dropped in. And this would be the start. Book one, yes. 11,000 years after being ejected into the prime material plane. Petris awakes to a buzzing from his pocket. He pulls out the stone Yori gave him. He holds it and it begins speaking in the voice of Yori. It tells Petris that Yori has found a way to make a portal into the Feywild, but he needs Petris' help. Petris goes back to meet up with Yori at his tower, and Yori explains the process behind what he needs to make the portal operate with enough stability to focus the plane shift onto a specific realm. Petris needs to collect 7 essences of mythological creatures. Now, it is not presented in this way in the story. It's just, I presented it this way to fucking help me keep track of what does what. So, there's the feather of a phoenix. There's the scale of a Loch Ness monster, the foot of a jackalope, the fang of a chupacabra, the horn of a chimera, the cloak of death, and then a gear from a time traveler. Now, again, many options are given for the sake of these notes. I only listed the ones they're actually going to obtain. Yeah. Sus breath. Fucking, why do you have so much? Are you fucking refunding this shit? I'm going to check my damn thing, and so help me God, if you motherfuckers... No, man, no, where? Managed reward request? That's fucking sus. It's empty. It's fucking empty. Why is it fucking empty? Huh? Sus. Fucking sus. I'll do it. I'm watching. I'm fucking watching you. It was Malat. Malat, are you kidding me? Jackalope and jackalope are the same thing, right? Wait. Jackalope and jackalope? Why is it empty, Soft? You can't play that on the man who tried it on Tart. I tried it on Tart and fucking succeeded, okay? And don't be like, we collectively tried it on Tart and we got away with it. Jackalope? Yeah, okay, so it's not jackalope. Fuck off, Tom. Jackalope, I always thought it was like jackal. So like, I always spelled it jackalope. I heard my name? No, you didn't. It's the rabbit thing with the horns, the deer antlers. It's this fucking like mythological creature that's just like very fast. That's its whole shtick. So yeah, it's not a very interesting one. It's I mainly use it for something later in the story. But yeah, you can kind of, yeah, so jackalope, yeah. Jackalope, it's the same. Where's my sus breath fucking... Ah! Are you happy? Jackalope is the name. Fuck, did I misspell it? Okay, well, then I have misspelled that thing throughout this entire fucking paragraph, or this entire damn notes, and it is spelled Jack-L-Ope instead of Jack-Al-Ope. Fucking 10 out of 10. You're welcome, Soft. Glad I can fuel your fucking desires. Petris begins to question which one he should start with, and Yori mentions the Loch Ness Monster might be a good start. Right as he does this, his radio turns on, and both elves hear a weather report listing on how the coast Yori was just mentioning is under an absolute torrent of storms. So Petris agrees to take the second closest route, the Phoenix. Now, you might be asking, why is radio highlighted in purple? You'll find out later. I did that so I could keep track of it. On the way to the mountain that the Phoenix resides upon, Petris passes through a small town. He decides to stay at an inn for the night. As he walks along, he hears a scream from a nearby street. In no rush, he makes his way there and peers around the corner. He sees a group of 3 large burly men ganging up on a smaller figure with feminine features. Petris sighs, for he knows the arrogance of mortals. He summons Edmund and casts Light Maximus on him. Now, Light Maximus is something I made up, because it's kind of based off Harry Potter's Lux. There's Lux Nox, and then there's Lux Maxima. I just changed it to Light Maximus, because Light is a spell from D&D, and then Maximus is just a fucking... Hey, it's Max. So it basically just makes it the brightest it can be. So basically, he turns his fucking raven into this damn glowing ball, essentially, because it's so fucking bright, and just sends it in. Edmund can see fine. He's not bothered by the light, because it's magic light, and he's a familiar. He's literally made of mana. So he goes in. Edmund is now glowing super bright. Edmund flies in towards the hooligans, squawking and clawing all over them just to make a mess of these 3. While Edmund has these 3 distracted, Petris motions for the girl to run away while she can. The girl obliges after a quick motion of gratitude. Flash Raven, exactly. He basically fucking strapped the sun onto his bird, sent the bird in, and then just fucking told the girl to peace out. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you. Petris manages to lose all 3 hooligans while racing through the back alleys of the city. Just because he is immortal doesn't mean he doesn't feel pain. Otherwise, he would have fucking fought them and lost. But he is not in the mood, I guess. On his walk back to the inn, the same girl he saved earlier calls out to him. She saw that he had no place to stay and wanted to offer him a hot meal and a place to sleep since he saved her back there. Petris accepts. He learns that this girl is named May Eyre. She is the youngest of 9 siblings, and the only one still living with her is Olvo Eyre, the second youngest. Petris also learns that the family is descendants of a mixed breed of human and dragon kind, resulting in some minor deformations with the body structure of the family members, but also gaining some of them unique abilities and affinities with certain magics. May reveals that her dragon gene has granted her a small, almost salamander-like black-scaled tail that she keeps wrapped around her waist to avoid people noticing it and looking at her. Once inside, Olvo springs up and interrogates May on what took her so long and who this stranger is. Not one to beat around the bush or conform to any societal norms, Olvo spoke his mind. Petris, having dealt with worse, took no offense, but May explained that some of the guys in town were giving her a hard time because they were not well off financially as the rest of the townsfolk. Olvo, seeing that Petris is a good man and even saved his dear little sister, apologizes for the rudeness and gives him a great big hug. This is when Petris sees that both of Olvo's arms are completely black and scaly, with his hands being replaced with 4 taloned claws. After some talk about what Petris is doing in this town, elves are even more of a rare sight than dragonkind, Petris explains that he needs to reach the top of a nearby mountaintop. Okay, look, it was late when I was writing this. And grab a feather from a phoenix that lives on the peak. I remember I was writing this shit last night. This shit I was writing last night. I forget what we were doing, but I know Tuda was in the call. That's right. I think we were doing the lore meeting. I was writing this. Petris agrees that if Olvo agrees that if Petris allows, they could make a small detour on the mountainside so they could find the 4th youngest sibling to come home, Yai Eyre. She's much stronger than May, and her dragon trait is more hidden, and that would be better to help protect May. Olvo joins Petris on his quest with a smile on his face and a pep in his step. What if we were talking about pickles? No. Lore meeting. Yeah, I was doing this while I was trying to do this. I think I maybe wrote like one of these paragraphs during that entire meeting. The next day, Petris and Olvo make their way to the area that Yai is supposed to be located at, and find her standing sideways on a pole. suspended by her own. You know that thing monks do, where they stand sideways on a fucking pole with their like feet on opposite sides of the pole, and they're like balancing there. That's basically what she's doing. So just imagine that. If it wasn't for her flame chakram encircling her, you would think she was asleep. Dragon himbo. Yeah, Olvo is basically an idiot, but he's super loyal to Petris just because Petris saved May. They splits? What? What do you mean they splits? Huh? You good? You good, Potato? Petris and Olvo greet her, and Olvo explains that the townsfolk are getting more and more suspicious of May, and Olvo can't do anything to stop them. Yai's dragon blood is only apparent in her magic, so she appears human, allowing her to blend in better. Pog? When you put your legs in separate place. No. It's like, okay, if you had a pole, right? Like, just like a straight pole. You have a foot on, like, one side, and then a foot on the other side of the pole, and you're standing, like, here. If that makes any sense. When you put your logs in separate place. Logs. I already read that fucking sentence, and I reread it, and I fucking read it. What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh, fuck, it's fucking... I've been streaming for way too long today. F. Yep, fucking F. Yai is annoyed that May and Olvo still try to linger with humans, but family is family. So Yai makes a bet. If Olvo and Petris can win a fight against Yai, then Yai will go back and live with May again. Olvo agrees for both of them. He doesn't ask Petris at all. Damn, Petris can't read? Yowie? No, not fucking Yowie soft. Believe it or not. Olvo agrees for the both of them. The fight starts with Olvo recklessly charging headfirst into Yai, who swiftly knocks him off balance and makes him fall. This one-sided song and dance continues until Olvo is knocked out. Petris then steps up, and while he is thoroughly getting his ass beat, he is regenerating much faster than Yai can do damage. So once Yai uses all of her mana up, Petris is still standing. Petris wins when Yai forfeits. Yai begins to descend the mountain towards the village that the duo just came from. Petris and Olvo start climbing the remaining amount of the mountain. On the way, Olvo asks Petris how he can heal so quickly. Petris lies and says it's his only magic that he's proficient in. Olvo, fucking not knowing anything better, believes it. Fucking feels birthday man. Feels birthday man. What a fucking emote. I hate that. I hate it. I'm not going to delete it, but I hate it. It's a top tier emote. Yeah, the emote's good. The command isn't. They make it to the mountaintop, and they see a great ring of fire surrounding the sun. As they stand on the summit and wait, the sunset falls through the ring, and then a giant multicolored phoenix erupts out of the ring and flies towards the summit. Very much situational, but very much top tier. Exactly. I love that emote. Olvo and Petris ready themselves. When the phoenix arrives, the heat is immense. Olvo picks Petris up and launches Petris towards the phoenix. Petris manages to grab onto the bird. His flesh is melting, his eyes are boiling. Everything hurts. It's all pain. One could call it agony. This is a very fucking concise. Obviously, like, there's a bit more that goes into it. Actually, like, it's a bit more of a back and forth. They're fucking. It's the conflict of the book, right? So it's not gonna just be done in a paragraph. But for the sake of these notes and for the sake of my sanity, I made them a paragraph, and you'll see it gets much more concise later. We're not even done with book 1, and we're already on fucking the bottom of 13. So the rest get. This is more graphic than I expected it to be. It's amazing. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I tried. Petris manages to pluck a single feather from the phoenix, and after he did, he is thrown off the back of the bird. Petris lands with great force upon the cliffside. The phoenix rears back and bellows this huge flame upon Petris. The pain is agonizing. I know, I just fucking read the fucking graphic. The pain is agonizing. The flesh and muscles are burned to a crisp in an instant. Once the flame had ceased, the regeneration made sure Petris was alive to feel every second of it. The phoenix eventually flies away once the sun sets, as its power becomes much less enhanced by the sun. Petris is still holding the feather. Agony. And you can start seeing it gets real fucking... It gets real concise now. We've gone from, like, whole-ass paragraphs per letter to, you hope it's a sentence. Olvo and Petris stop by the house to make sure that everything is still going fine and start making decisions on where they will go next. I think I started writing this start part. I think I'm starting on today. I think I started writing this today. They will make their way back to Olvo's house and check in with May and Yai. They are doing well and recommend that Petris and Olvo continue on together because Olvo sticks out too much with his arms and will get more freedom in life if he were to do it with Petris. Olvo agrees. Petris and Olvo decide to head out towards the forest containing the jackalope. They come upon an unmarked fork in the road that was not described on any of their maps. Olvo picks the left path, but as they walk about 15 feet on the path, a tree falls, blocking off the entire path. Petris and Olvo continue on the other path that leads them to a coastal city. The same coastal city that Yori wanted Petris to go to first. Olvo and Petris ask around for any fishing vessels that are back from the sea, and after getting directed to one, they ask if any huge sea creatures are known and are pointed in the direction of an estranged sailor. Oh my god, this is getting so fucking, like... Oh, there's so many things that are not fucking here. Basically, this is very, very concise. But I mean, you know, they go to the city, they ask around, they try to, you know, be subtle about it. Like, they're not, like, looking for the fucking Loch Ness monster. That's not what they go up and ask someone. But, like, you know, they're like, oh, you know, have there been any strange occurrences on the sea? Have you seen anything that's, like, out of the ordinary? Petris, while not really pertaining to mortals and liking to deal with them, he is very intelligent with the fact of don't fucking give out everything you're doing to someone. You just want to ask. Hey, oh, we're hunting monsters. Got any leads? Basically. Basically, but without telling him. They're just like, hey, is anything fucking weird going on? The sailor is actually batshit insane. I had a name for him. I couldn't fucking find the name. I think it was in the notes that I lost. But he knows about the Loch Ness monster and where it came from. And where it can be found, not where it came from. He is more than happy to part with this knowledge for a bit of coin. After obtaining the knowledge, Olvo and Petris continue as they walk through the streets. Petris hears a voice echo inside his mind, telling him it's been so long since I've seen another one of our kind. Petris identifies the source of this voice. It's a robed woman, standing on a balcony about 35 feet in the air. When prompted about it, the figure giggled, and then walked inside, prompting both Petris and Olvo to try to head inside as well. When they went inside, they discover the outside is much different than the inside. It was what was a pristine white marble building is a concrete hellhole on the inside. They find the robed figure again after some mild puzzles. Again, this is skipping a lot of shit. This finding the woman bit was supposed to be much more elaborate and much more engaged. I made it a fucking paragraph. I made it a sentence. They find the robed figure again after some mild puzzles, and the figure reveals herself to be an elf, just like Petris. Wait, there's concrete in Fantasy World? There is now. Petris glanced at this elegant figure standing before him. She was shorter than Petris, but not by more than a head. Her hair was long and flowing, silver hair. Her eyes shone the deepest... Oh, fuck, no. Damn it. That's my eyes. Hold on. I was like, fucking, wait a minute. Her eyes aren't supposed to be fucking green. Her eyes shone the deepest purple. For the first time in over 10,000 years, That should be 11,000 years. Petris felt a twinge on his heartstring. Yo, Purple Eyes, hell yeah? Yeah. Let me see if I can actually pull up the shitty image I made of her on a Karat. Yeah, it makes her look like a fucking lolly. But this is what she's supposed to look like. So yeah, this is kind of the general outline. Also, she's not in a fucking hoodie. I put her in a hoodie from that because I was pissed off. Lavender? Yeah. I remember that picture. Yeah. I put her in a hoodie because I was pissed off. The boy one, right? When I made Petris to give to a concept artist. Soft hates her. Yeah, Soft's jealous. The boy one didn't have a fucking just a general hoodie. They only had the hoodie in this like blazer thing that I'm in now. So this like blazer thing that I have is just based off the fact that the Karat didn't have just a hoodie. So yeah. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna stick a giant IV on the back of this thing. And it's just been fucking, it's been canon since. Aren't you glad? Let's hoodie, yeah. The girl's name is Lavender Amara. She's been wandering in this world for about 60 years, looking for any other elf. She heard rumors that there was an elf wanderer that was traversing with a dragonkin in this part of the world. Now, the reason why, it hasn't been fucking explained, except for like one mention of elves in the story. The elves are extremely fucking rare in this world. Like, to the point where if someone sees an elf, it's like fucking, it's like hot news for a month if you had an elf come through your town. And that's kind of why Petris wears a hoodie, because as you can tell from Hot Boy art here, you can't really tell he's an elf from the way the hood covers the ears. So yeah. He changes size every time I put him back. But Lavender wants to make it to the Feywild to find the parents that abandoned her in this world. Petris, annoyed that she made them go through this entire rigmarole just to ask to join, lets her join after explaining what they must do. Lavender agrees and offers her magic prowess to the utilization of a group. They find a boat, and Lavender charms the captain to take them to the location of the last scene of the Loch Ness Monster. Tart drew the deep lore. Exactly. There is a reason why I look like I do. It's not just because I was like, haha, elf in a hoodie. I do have lore. There's barely anything about Petris that was not thought of. I think the only thing that was not thought of is the tarot cards in my reference sheet, which has just been kind of retconned into a lot of things. Which is fine. Tarot cards are cool. I put this here. I'm running out of time. This was... I put this here after I finished my final today. So this, everything after this, I made in 1 hour. I made in 1 hour before I started streaming today. I thought you made a whole ass tarot card. Yeah, that's it. I made the tarot card deck. That's what it is. In this world, I made the tarot card deck. Thank you. I'm stealing that. Though Lavender's enchantments and Olvo's strength, they managed to snag a scale from the monster and escape. So, I just kind of stole the fucking whole ass combat scene out of there. What it is I was going to have Petris, because Petris can't drown. It sucks to have your lungs full of water, but he's not going to drown, right? So they basically tie fucking concrete shoes onto him, throw him off the fucking edge. Lavender gives him like swim speed up in water, I guess. Just don't breathe. Exactly. He doesn't. And then Olvo is basically holding on to him with a rope. So Olvo's up. They're both up on the boat. just waiting, while Petris is underwater with like rocks tied to his shoes and a rope around his waist. And Olvo's holding the rope. So Petris is like basically a fucking lure for this monster, and this thing is fucking ginormous. But he manages to avoid being eaten through several things. Like, there was a point in time where I think Petris was actually inside the monster's mouth, but because of the rope being enchanted by Lavender as well, it was not being snapped. Hey Petris, you want to go fishing? No. But they eventually get a scale and they come back up. Job done. The next location is the forest where the jackalope is. Now you can see this entire book is that. So obviously a lot more stuff happens. I was running out of fucking time. After searching, Lavender tries to connect with the Fae ancestry. So basically what they did, they searched this fucking forest because they were like, the forest is here, or the jackalope is somewhere in this forest, and they searched forever. Why do I hear speedrun music? They searched like for several days, right, trying to find this fucking jackalope, and they can't find it. So Lavender starts doing this like ritual that trying to connect with her Fae ancestry, that Petris would also be able to do as well if he didn't not know anything about magic. They eventually find the jackalope tribe. I say tribe. It's not a fucking. It's not a tribe of people. It's a herd. It's just a bunch of jackalopes. That's hard. Herd. That's horde. Herd. That's herd. Fuck me. It's damn it. Herd. Oh my god. Am I stupid? Ah. Running in the 10,990s. Yeah, exactly. They eventually find the jackalope. What page are we on again? 14. They eventually find the jackalope herb, and Olvo grabs one of them and kills it, securing its foot. Hey, yo, Petris, you good? I'm not. I feel like I'm fucking... I didn't eat lunch today. I think the only thing I've had since breakfast. Like, I woke up, I had breakfast, I joined the call with Tuda, I went and did my assignment, and then I sat and wrote lore, and then I started streaming, and then my sister came in, she gave me a single Oreo, and I've just continued being streaming. So the only thing I've had today is a Pop-Tart. I've had 2 Pop-Tarts and an Oreo. So I'm kind of feeling the fucking the repercussions now. Dude, you could have made a pause in between. I could have, but I didn't. Sir, you gotta eat. I will. We're almost done. You need food. I'll fucking eat later. We're almost done. The next one is the chupacabra. You forgot your mortal body, you dingus. Hey, look. I have my limits, and I know them, and I'm not there. You dingus. Everyone leave. Let them eat. Fucking no. Don't leave. Don't leave. Pepe hands. They pass through a town that seems to be in trouble. Long story short, it's a cult. They find the cult hideout and enter. Now, this skips over a lot of shit. They go into this town, and this town is like fucking weird. Like, there's like no people. BRB screen and we riot. Fucking okay, god damn it. I can't speak. So I'll just have to fucking okay, BRB. Hold on. Fucking make me fucking eat. What is this? Okay, I'm back. My sister got me a pack of pistachios. So I'm gonna eat some pistachios. What? What do you mean, bro? What? Thank you, Soft. Thank you. Oh my god, the good crunch from those nuts. Mm-mm. 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 Okay. So this town's like fucked, right? There's like barely any people. They eventually find someone, and the person is like, yeah, people keep fucking disappearing into the sewers. So the fucking the gang decide to bust up in the sewers, right? They find the cult hideout in the sewers, and it's this mirror house. It's a mirror fun house, but it's fucking massive, and it's dark. So obviously they get separated because they're idiots. Petris finds a giant ornate mirror that looks very different from the rest. Assuming it might be an exit of sorts, he reaches out to see, but as he does, the reflection reaches out and grabs his wrist. A mirrored version of Petris proceeds to pull himself out of the mirror. With jet black hair and burning red eyes, he lunges at Petris. The gang, the buddies, the homies, sewer cult. We're screaming at Petris while we hang in VC, by the way, Happy? Why? What have I done? Don't make me join. I'll put you all on blast. I'll join that fucking call. I won't. That's fucked. I won't. They fight for a while. Now this is very much imagine so many voices in one stream. Oh, it's gonna be dog shit, but you know. This is very much glossed over because I made all this in an hour. But Mirror Petris is from a world. Please don't. I won't. Mirror Petris is from a world where he actually learned magic. It's gonna be Pico Park all over again. No, anything but that. Please no. He's from a world where Petris actually learned magic, but the main difference is his mother is no longer Torellia. His mother is actually Lillian Vex. So his father took up the offer that Lillian Vex had. So Petris, the Mirror Petris, actually has a lot of arcane knowledge and wherewithal. His genesis is actually Echo, which allows Mirror Petris to copy any and all magic that is used or is in use around him for a limited amount of time. And if he puts enough power into it, he can actually make it stronger than the original. Is his name Dentris? No. No, it's not, Patala. The one thing Mirror Petris doesn't have, through all of his copious amounts of knowledge and research, is he does not have immortality. Where you can be extremely smart and extremely proficient in the arcane arts, but unless you are cursed, which usually involves some downside to it, you are not immortal. Petris that practices dentistry. Betch, I will fucking end you. Not this shit again. No. 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 But Petris and Mirror Petris fight, and Mirror Petris sits and ridicules Petris on like what's wrong with the world. You know, it's the general villain bullshit. I didn't say that on purpose. Omaewamu Shinderu Nyar Ra O Me Dedo Tan Jobi. Welcome, Jonky. How you doing? Clowntress? I'll end you. Hi, Jonky. I'll end you, Flame. The fucking Clowntress. What is that? Stop. Not that shit again. But they duke it out and they fight for a fucking while, and Mirror Petris realizes that Petris is not fucking dying. So he starts trying something new, and he starts trying to copy Petris's immortality, which backfires, because not only can he not do that, but he also realizes that Petris has 4 magical artifacts on him, and all of them are exuding. Yo, what the fuck, Trident? Yo, what the fuck? Yo, hey, how you doing, Trident? Thank you. Thank you for the gifted subs. That's so cool. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. What up? I mean, I'm just like, we're kind of wrapping up stream right now. Just we're reading my old lore from the book series that I was gonna write back in high school. So thank you, Triton. That's super generous. Wait, is this book 3 already? This is book 4. Because each book is separated by the different monsters. Jackalope was 2 sentences because I rushed. No, book 2 was the Loch Ness Monster. How was Pico Park? It was actually a lot better. It was actually not that bad, honestly. When it's just me and Tuda, went pretty well. Agony. Wasn't that bad. Fucking the first time we did it was agony. But Mirror Petris obtains the Phoenix Feather, and it gives him wings that he can fan fire from. So he can basically, so what I'm hearing is you will play it with mods. No, too many chefs spoil the broth. Yeah, exactly. So Mirror Petris can basically grab the artifacts that Petris has and use them as if someone was casting magic, because these are extremely strong magical creatures. He can just always gain access to these at will. He can switch between them. But he only has access to the feather at the moment. But Petris, in the moment that Mirror Petris tried to absorb him with Echo, Petris feels that power and then feels his own power active. I don't know. It's weird to describe a Genesis because a Genesis doesn't actually fucking exist. So it's like, I don't know, it's like a tugging at your gut that he just kind of... What the fuck? Who? What? Who? What? Thank you. Thank you. Yo, fucking, we hit 50. Yo, that's super fucking generous. Yo, thank you. Anonymous gift. Thank you. I don't know who it was, but thank you. That's super generous. Thank you. Yeah, we got 5 emotes now. I gotta go pester the shit out of Happy for 2 more emotes. Happy, are you free? Or like, are you going to be free soon-ish? Petris Agony. Honestly, I'm fucking tempted. I was going to get Pet Wheeze, bro. Fucking, there have been so many things that have come around that I really want to make an emote, and I'm kind of tempted to just go ahead and pay Happy for 3 more emotes. For the bit emotes. I mean, you have 2 more slots. Yeah, I do. Always fucking pog Happy. Okay, I'm gonna discuss that later. But thank you. That's super fucking generous. Whoever did that, and I really do appreciate it. God, that's crazy. We hit 50 fucking subs. Holy shit. Bro, that's crazy. I'm honored to be your artist. Yeah, fucking pog, dude. Yeah. I want to try to support my friends where I can, you know? You can use the last one, either bit or BTTV if you don't have enough. Yeah, true. Pog you. Pog you? What is Pog you? I don't think I have Pog U enabled. but thank you, whoever it is. I cannot stress enough. And thank you everyone over the course of the day. Trident, Tuda, Flame, Happy. Anyone else who I'm missing, thank you all. It is so crazy generous, and I really do appreciate it. An emote, you don't have it. Ah. Thank you, yes, thank you, Patata. I appreciate you being here too. Nick Award. Oh god. That's super generous. But Petris feels this like tugging, and he listens to it, and what was once a tug becomes a pull, and then a yank, and then a fucking just a rip and a tear. And he activates his Genesis. A yeet. No. Not a yeet. He activates his Genesis, and his Genesis turns out to be that of Void. So is this book published? Where can I get it? No, it was never published. While I'm really great at like making a story, I'm dog shit at fucking putting that shit down. Like, I can't write fucking dialogue between characters to save my life. I can make characters and like make them like, you know, complicated and shit, but like I can't fucking I can't show that. I can only tell that, you know? You deserve it, you make good. Yeah, but shit, I don't know. It's still crazy to me. Thank you all. But Petris's Genesis is that of Void, which he uses to absorb and consume Mirror Petris, granting him the ability to access Mirror Petris's Genesis, that of Echo. After the fight is done, no, it didn't fuck. The internet was a mistake. After the fight is done, he hears a slow clap from behind him. A tall man with tan skin and blood-red hair walks slowly into the room. He congratulates Petris for winning and finding his true power. Petris asks who he is. The man says, "All will be explained in due time, my boy." Then in a flash of light, the man vanished, and all the mirrors were broken, allowing the group to find each other again. Thought I was gonna say access his ass. What? 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 No, fucking what? Wait, Petris can speak Void? Sure. This you can tell I was running out of time. A training arc happens where Petris learns how to use his new power. He doesn't like using it because he feels gross on the inside whenever he has to rely on it. They find the Chupacabra, and once it bites Olvo's arm, they manage to break one of its teeth out before it runs away. Because Olvo's arm is like made of dragon scales. And the Chupacabra's teeth can't quite get through it. So, yeah. The Chimera, this is book 5. You can tell this is book 6. So, fucking 2 sentences. The Chimera is a mix of monsters. So it's extremely strong. They do more things and stuff, and find the monster in an abandoned Coliseum. I don't have a good excuse. I lost the notes for this. I remember there being a Chimera. I remember what the Chimera did. I remember where the Chimera was. I don't quite remember what the fuck led up to the Chimera. So, oops. They managed to get the horn of the goat head on the Chimera and allowed Petris to copy more than one magical ability at a time. So now, if needed, he could copy the Phoenix Feather, which allowed him to gain wings, and using the horn of the goat, he could copy the Loch Ness Monster scale, which allowed him to breathe underwater and swim at extreme speeds. The man with red hair comes back and warns Petris about using too much power. He explains that his name is Athos. He's a time traveler from the future, and he promises, and if Petris promises not to use more than 46% of the total power usable to him. In this next fight, he will just give him a gear from the pocket watch he uses to time travel. They are led to the entrance to the underworld by the time travel. They find Death. Death understands their wants, but offers up a game in exchange for a bit of its cloak. This also is very rushed, again. There was a bit more pomp and circumstance to, like, the time traveler showing up. Petris is keeping a journal through all this, like, through his days, and the time traveler has a journal of a alternate future Petris, where his fucking mind got corrupted by Mirror Petris, because Mirror Petris' origin still has Mirror Petris kind of, like, essence in it. So Mirror Petris' essence kind of took over Petris' essence when he used more than a certain percentage of power. And then Mirror Petris kind of took over the world, because not only does he have the ability to copy any and all magics, but then he's also just fucking immortal. Basically, they make a bet with Death. If they win the game, they get a bit of the cloak, and they can fucking leave. Are you telling me you have 3 Petrises in one story? Kind of? But not all at the same time. There's parallel fucking futures and, like, mirror worlds and shit. It's a lot. And then if you count me as a VTuber, that's another one. Petris talks it over, and they agreed to take up Death on his deal. Petris. I hate that. Death plays a very challenging game of wits and cunning. This was because I also lost the notes for this book, and I didn't want to say chess, because chess with Death seems overdone. At one point, Death has a chance to steal Petris' soul, but finds out Petris' soul is not even Petris' to own. For when you are cursed with a power as strong as that, it's kind of hard to retain what you are. Petris and the crew win the game, and without using over 46% of Petris' power, they have all 7 pieces needed for the portal. Okay, so this would be the start of the 7th book. They make it back to Yori and give him all of the artifacts. Yori can't go with them because of the time enchantment, but he transports all 3 to the Feywild, just outside the Old Kingdom. That one's good too. What? Oh, fucking Petris. They arrive at what looks like a park. After a quick glance around, they find that the castle and some of the old buildings are still standing. Mostly everything else is different. The castle is a historic site that is under preservation. Petris is amazed that the kingdom is here. They go to a local library and look up the history of the world without drawing attention to themselves. Petris finds out that the land is under new rule, and a lot of history has happened in the time that has been gone. So, like, obviously this is very generalized. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Thank you. They did a lot of things, obviously, but, like, you know, they had to basically hide Olvo because he's not an elf. Petris and Lavender can kind of exist. You've been reading the length of this whole arc of Harry Potter, so drink. Thank you. Fucking of Harry Potter. It's not that fucking long. But the land that the actual kingdom has been on has switched owners over the several millennia. So it's very much like Rome or Constantinople, or, you know, something akin to that, where they are several different cultures have owned it and left their own influence. The castle, however, has always been kind of seen as this, like, unique type of thing that shouldn't be touched. It's very much like, you know, hey, this is special, this is unique, don't fucking touch it, for no other reason than its history. It's like the Colosseum in Rome, you know. Several different leaders have overseen that, but it's still fucking standing. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you, Soft. The royal family ended with him on that night, and all 3 are believed dead. Believed killers were a cult under the witch named Lillian Vex, but she was never found. Petris is determined to get to the castle. He makes his way in using a secret method he remembered from childhood. In his parents' bedroom, he looks to the secret magical spot that his mother placed on the ceiling right over where they slept. With some help from Olvo, he manages to get up and check the magic safe using his mother's maiden name, Estella. Inside is a note and a green emerald necklace. And that is it. Kind of. There's a lot of things missed, a lot of things skipped over, a lot of things glossed over. But yeah, that would be the end of the story. So I guess if anyone has any questions or something, thank you. I'm special. I'm unique. Don't fucking touch me. Exactly. Peepo clap. Yeah, exactly. Peepo clap. Yeah. But I guess I'm gonna end stream there. Unless I feel like I'm at a damn school. Does anyone have any questions for my presentation? What? Dang, good job, Petris. It's a lot of lore. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I didn't come into this fucking server being like I'm a lore guy without fucking rocking my my stuff, you know. Did you have fun today? I did. Today was a lot of fun, and I'm super grateful to each and every one of you who showed up today. More chapters for Chat Club. Maybe I don't know. You have raid target? What does that mean? Thank you for the stream, Petris. I'm glad you have. Yeah. I do want to find someone to raid. So let's do that. Why don't we? Let's see. Who is live? Are any of my friends live? Oh. Hey, yo, fucking Azriel, my boy, my man, is playing fucking Hollow Knight. Well, we gotta do him. We gotta do Azriel. He's an absolute Chad, this man. The raid message should be birthday boy raid. Yeah. Just copy paste that. Just copy paste what Jonky said. Because I'm bad at fucking. Okay. There you go. Let's go raid Azriel. Yeah? And thank you everyone for showing up and for all of this. It's so generous, and I'm so entirely grateful. But thank you. Is it long enough? Yeah, it's fine. All right. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.